everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is David, and I have Alex along with me on this very first edition of Fast 5, Top 5 Board Games. Now on these sessions, we're going to try to keep it thematic or have the games relate to each other. So as we are doing today, we're going to be taking the top 5 Halloween board games for kids. Now this will be the kids edition. I'm going to also do an adult edition as well, which is why I have Alex here with me. Now we both took a few games that we liked and a few games that we liked together and made a top 5 list. Now there are tons of Halloween games out there, but these are the ones that are going to add some thematic feel to your Halloween night or the upcoming days to Halloween. And the catch is, we're only going to be talking about these games for 1 minute apiece. So that's why I call it Fast 5, because I'm going to start a timer on my phone and just say whatever comes to mind about that game and the reasons why we put it on this list. Before we get into all those games, I want to start with the honorable mentions: Vampires of the Night and Knox the card game. So they didn't make it on this list. Again, there's a ton of Halloween board games that didn't, but I do like these other 2 board games as well, so look those up. So without further ado, let's tell them about the top 5 kids board games for Halloween. Alright, so without further ado, let's start the clock on our number 5 Halloween board game for kids. First game we have here is Tricks and Treats, the card game from Nesca Games. Now this is a game where you're putting various candies in different baskets that are out on the table. Now you have these different baskets with numbers on them, and in the beginning of the game you get one in secret. That one is yours. Now you're putting different candies in different baskets to enhance, because the only way you win is having the most candies in your basket. But you can't telegraph your moves, because if somebody knows that you have the number 4 basket and they call you out on it, they eliminate you. Now the cool thing about this game is it spans for kids and adults. I didn't think the kids would really like this as much, but there's something about putting the candy in the basket that they just love. It might go over their head with the deduction part of the game, but either way, you can play friendly in this game, and that's why I like Tricks and Treats. This is a game that both me and Alex picked out ourselves. So that is the number 5 board game for Halloween board games for kids, and that's the time. So number 4 in the list is Escape from the Mad Mummy's Tomb. Now, this is more of a pick for Alex. She really likes this game, and she requests it often. And I really think that this gives quite the Halloween feel, with the mummy being the main focus. But if you're familiar with Beyblades, the kind of main mechanism is this Beyblade kind of cube. You put this little purple thing in here, and then you kind of balance it on the pyramid, and then you spin it. And as you spin this, as it spins, you take your turn, and you're basically trying to escape the Mad Mummy's tomb with enough of these gold pieces to unlock the door. And as long as this is spinning, your turn continues. And then once it stops, it breaks stuff, and yeah, the mummy he can move himself. It has a nice little miniature in it, and I don't know, the fast gameplay is okay for me, but she seems to love it. So that was Escape from the Mad Mummy's Tomb by Milton Bradley. So that's number 4 board game for top Halloween board games for kids. That's the time. Alright, so number 3 in the countdown is Ghost Blitz by Zock, or Geist Blitz. Now this is a German game, and Alex hasn't played this, and I don't have a physical copy, so here's a few pictures. But I've played it a few times, and it's a speed game where you're grabbing components from the middle of the table according to what you don't spot on the card. So you have like a ghost, a mouse, a chair, and you have this deck of cards that one thing isn't going to be represented, whether it be a color or the actual object not being on the card. You're trying to find out what isn't on the card and grab that piece and put it in front of you, and that's how you score. And the person with the most points at the end of the game via grabbing pieces and gaining cards, or the points, is the winner. Now this is really simple, and it's pretty high in the list, but I do think it has a Halloween feel because the art in it is kind of nice and kiddie, but it does translate over well. So that is Ghost Blitz. If you find this at a cheap price, I say pick it up because it is reasonably priced. That's the time. Okay, so number 2 in our list, I don't have either, but I promise I do have number 1. And this game isn't about Halloween really at all, but Halloween isn't just about, you know, candy and treats, right? It's about the costumes, and that's why we picked this game. Alex has played this game when we went over to our friend's house. Now this is Master Fox by Yellow. You remember that game where you put the fox mask on your face? Now you put this mask on your face because it's a blindfold, but this mask could double as a costume because it's really well produced. And in the game you're blindfolded with this fox mask and you're trying to grab these little wooden components that are flipped over on, I think, either tokens or the card. And once you see them, put the mask on and you try to find these pieces to score points. And it gets more advanced as you go on, you add more pieces. But I like the component portion of this, and that's why I think it fits in this Halloween board game. And I know 2 is high, but I think the costume aspect is really neat. I mean, notice our costumes, we're pretty cool, right? So that was Master Fox by Yellow. Go pick it up if you haven't already. I got more time. Wow, I got more time. So the number 1 Halloween game for kids today on our list is what?
King of Tokyo!
Yes, it's King of Tokyo. So let's start this timer. And we're not really saying just King of Tokyo. We are more going towards the expansion pack, the Halloween properly named expansion pack. Now this adds a few characters to the game and costumes. I mean, we were just talking about costumes. Now this game is a really nice one that has kaiju kind of interaction, but the mechanism is a Yahtzee. So you're rolling the dice and you're re-rolling the dice if you want, and you're clawing at people and punching them and scoring points and getting energies and mutating with the cards because you're able to buy cards with the energies, and all the appropriate faces are on the dice here. And I think this is a good Halloween game. Even if you don't have this expansion, you don't really need it, though this does add a Halloween experience to it because of the costumes. It also has power-up cards, which there was another expansion before this. So this is King of Tokyo by Richard Garfield, which is a great designer, by Yellow. And so that is our time, and King of Tokyo won all out for the Halloween board games for kids, and I couldn't agree more. How about you? Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us on this very first Fast 5 Halloween edition for kids on GameVine. My name is Dave. And what's your name? And until the next time that we see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. Tell us about your favorite board game, well, Halloween board game down in the comments. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye.